the House Judiciary Committee is stepping in after the Supreme Court failed to identify the Dobbs abortion leaker. Congressman Darrell Issa joins me now. This congressman is on the Judiciary Committee itself. Congressman, we've got to get to the bottom of this. But I don't think the administration or the Supreme Court really does want to get to the bottom of it. What say you?
Well, Stuart, you're exactly right. They don't want to do what they have to do, which is, in fact, to speak to every single person that works there. If necessary, put them under oath, ask them if they'll take lie detector tests, deal with what you need to do to find out. That's where Congress comes in. We have to investigate to see if we can find the cause. But in the name of the court and the sanctity of the court, we have to find out what they or we need to do to prevent this from happening again.
Can you call witnesses?
We can. We now have subpoena authority within the committee. We also have the ability to write laws that would make it illegal, a federal felony, to do what happened. Right now, we're looking at an investigation for which we don't have a crime. What we have is a terrible thing that shouldn't have happened.
Well, now there's a lack of trust at the highest level of the judiciary. I mean, how can you the whole process of deliberation has been corrupted, in my opinion. I mean, it's absolutely vital that we find out what happened.
The High Court is under attack.
Yes.
Over the weekend, Justice Kavanaugh had people in front of his house again after there was a murder attempt there just less than a year ago. There is an attack on all sides. So on one hand, my job in the new Congress is to protect the court and to help the court. But sometimes to help the court, you have to get them to do what they're not willing to do. And one of them is they've got to create a strong prohibition from this ever happening again.
Yep. Now, border agents now confirm that 1.2 million illegal migrants got away from authorities crossing the border under this administration. Congressman, you represent a stretch of the border with California and Mexico. Do you expect anything to change on that border?
Well, having over 50 miles of the border, I'm a border district. But you're seeing big city mayors all coming in saying we need money for this problem. We need them to be in a position to say an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And that means we need to say no to their money request to these sanctuary cities, these sanctuary states like mine in California. And we need to say, let's get with it. Preventing it is affordable. The idea that we can take 5, 6, 7 million people and support them and more coming is ridiculous. And we need to have those who are inviting them change the invitation, closed.
You've been a sanctuary state, California, for a decade or so. New York City has been a sanctuary city for at least that length of time.
Sanctuary until people show up, and then suddenly they're not interested.
Yeah, that's got to end.
Well, and Stuart, you cover every day the problem we have right now of jobs unfilled. Well, we brought in 5, 6, 7 million people, paroled them so that realistically they can work, and yet they're not filling the jobs. Well, one of the reasons is we're not making the selections. If we want to have an aggressive immigration process, great. But let's aggressively find people that can fill those jobs, not people that'll be on unemployment.
These people are here, and they're going to have to work. And that's the way it is. Congressman Darrell Issa, great stuff. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
Thank you.
Yes, sir.